It's Friday. Do you know where your IT pros are? It's Patch and Switch. And now two guys spicier than your favorite buffalo. Oh, it's been one of those weeks, huh? Yeah, try living this life. Actually, it's pretty good. Pay me well. I talk for 10 seconds. Oh, wait, sorry. It's Patch and Switch. Is anything happening?
Yeah, we're live.
Did you press the button?
Yes,
Yeah,
the button has
I
been
can't
pressed.
hear you. Hang. What's going on? Where are you?
Can you not hear me?
So, unmute the tab is important. If you mute the tab inside the browser, you don't have any background noise, and you're waiting for things to start. Unmute the tab,
and you didn't even hear the announcer because you muted the tab.
Correct.
So today's audio problem was just on your end.
Completely user error.
A PEBCAC issue.
PEBCAC, an ID10T error.
Yes. Yes. You are
How
correct,
many more
sir.
of these can we get? Oh, hey friend, how are you doing? It's Friday.
It's Friday.
We made it.
It's been a week. We just agree it's been a week.
Oh yeah, we can agree. It's been a week.
Yeah. Are you good? Are you good, friend?
We're here. It's Friday. It's beautiful, sunny.
It's not
allergy
sunny.
Medicine has not quite kicked in, but it started to. So I'm starting to reduce the swelling in the sinuses because it is lovely pollen season all over the place with this burst of sunshine outside.
It's not
in
sunny
Seattle
out
and
though.
back again.
I was out. It's not sunny.
It's not sunny.
No.
I can see sunlight. It's got
it's
that typical gray haze over top of it.
Yes.
To
gray haze, which is different than purple haze.
Correct. That's on Friday evenings.
Yeah.
Purple haze or Saturdays.
Yes. Big hello to Wamba Gooner. Hello to Jan.
Nice.
Video MVP in chat as well. Fritzy, C Sharp Fritz says, did I miss it? Are we here? Is it live? Are we alive? I don't know. Wyatt Canuck in the house. Apparently he's put on pants today.
That is a good thing.
I don't know what the occasion is.
It's
I don't.
It's a good thing he has pants today.
Hello to Dave and Nicole from our friends at Crush Networks. We said we say hello and aloha, which means hello and goodbye. I learned that from a song. To Ledwig, Aspen Forster in the house as well. Jan says he has buffalo chills, which is different than a buffalo stance. Yes, you kids won't get that reference. Also, hello to the shadiest of pandas who found a new, who is explaining how Rick, who is amused at how Rick had found a new way to have audio issues. We are in pre-build week. So
yes.
Build starts, is it Monday or Tuesday?
So technically Monday with people that have signed up for hands-on workshops. They've been very popular and completely sold out from what I understand from the organizers.
Oh, wow.
So very, very cool stuff for the pre-day. And then, your keynotes and stuff like that kick off on Tuesday. You know what, buddy?
Yep.
I scored a pass to go.
You did?
So someone emailed
They're going to let you in?
They're going to let me in. And I think I get a hoodie.
You get a hoodie?
Because I'm an expert.
Sorry, what?
I'm an expert in AI hardware. Well, actually, I'm talking with experts on AI hardware. I'm doing
I was gonna say, did you career change on us in the last fortnight? I mean, it's only been 2 weeks since we talked.
It's kind of from the trenches, but I seriously was asked if I could moderate a panel of 2 AI experts and a customer. And the AI experts are actually the people like the Madavi. Her team looks after the procurement and configuration of said AI hardware at a hyperscale size. Hyperscale size. So her team is the one that buys and builds all the different types of stamps, we call them, inside the data center that are used for the AI platform. So that is freaking
wonder,
cool.
does she pay into the Amex rewards to get the rewards on all the purchases?
I would definitely pay into the rewards if I was slapping down my card for 100,000 GPUs or something like that. That would probably be some kind of an insider trading, or
actually, I think you have to use a PO for that. That's beyond the limit of an Amex, I think.
Anyway, so the way she explained it to me in our pre-call is that she's the one that's responsible for, her team is responsible for buying the hardware, getting it configured and set up. And then Kunal, who's more of the back end, the software side. He's kind of reversed. You got the front end being the hardware purchasing, the back end being the software side of things. He's the one that basically has gone through with his team and designed all the interconnects and designed how it all works. Because, you've got some systems like GPUs over here on this one, but it's being used by the machine that's over here on this thing because it's virtually attached across the network. Like, just mind-blowing. So,
are you spoiling the session for our audience here?
Not yet. I'm just saying this is a completely underrated sleeper session hiding in the session catalog, and it's one of those ones that are exclusive. You got to be there to be able to see it.
Oh,
so it's not being recorded, it's not being streamed, which is, in my opinion, kind of unfortunate because it's going to be a good talk. But so I'm getting the questions about, so how is this going to flow and what we're going to be talking about and where it is, and I'm like, well, I've been doing this for a very long time, and this is kind of the way how I would handle it, and this is what to expect, and here's what this is, here's what that is, and they're sitting there like, okay, that sounds great. And I'm like, perfect. Anything else we can talk about? What else? If I buy a GPU external on a Thunderbolt 4, will that work for being able to do so?
No.
Because I do have that 30-foot optical Thunderbolt cable that I'm still not using yet. I could put a GPU back there with my hat. Did you see my hat in the background there?
Yeah, see, it's the spare hat, right?
That's the DR. That's the disaster recovery hat. Break glass in case of emergency.
Right.
I can grab that one. So yeah, that was the coolest thing that I did this week. Well, one of the coolest things I did this week was seriously talk to this team of people. They're awesome folks, and we're going to sit down and have a really cool chat about hardware at a developers conference at Build, and it's a Tuesday at 2:45.
Tuesday at 2:45. Guess what? I have a Build pass too, but I'm not getting a hoodie, I don't think.
Okay. It's still not confirmed. They could easily, when they do the ID check when you sign in, say like, yeah, no, you don't get one. Sorry. That's for special people.
We have security stuff happening at Build.
What's going on, man?
Some security stuff. So we're going to talk about some security stuff and some AI stuff and
some security co-pilot.
No, it's more around AI and security. So I can't spoil the session.
Okay.
What I can do is tell you, and we actually, there's a lot of things. There's also going to be and I apologize if I don't get the terms right because I've not been a part of the Build planning.
Okay.
But there's I don't know what, like one of these feedback type sessions, right? A panel session. I don't know what they're calling them. Around
discussion, I think I'd call it.
Yes. Yes, around developer security. And a new framework that is actually being kind of designed and built by somebody on my team, which is fantastic. So
that's cool.
Yeah. So we've got lots of stuff happening. So Build next week. I see Fritzy's going to be there. Fritzy, what color is your hair and or beard going to be?
Yeah,
because so C Sharp Fritz. If you don't know, he's one of our friends. He does streaming stuff.
He's kind of a big deal on the streaming world.
He's much bigger deal than we are. He has been doing the stuff for St. Jude, Jude Play, and raising money for St. Jude. And I've seen multiple tweets from him and popped in and out of the channel and seen that he's multiple colors of beard and hair. And I believe he was wearing a cow outfit yesterday, the day before. Days are all blurring. It's
I
been
think
one of those weeks, but
and last week he was researching being able to get chicken wing sauce to be able to do a fire taste test type thing last week.
yeah, and I had no idea that you could actually order sides of the sauces.
Now
from
we
Buffalo
know.
Wild. Now I want to know how he did, because I didn't catch the stream. I probably should go back and look, and or maybe pull one of his clips from Clip
Someone
Talk
clipped
and
it.
see just how much damage that the insanity sauce or whatever the blazing sauce was that he had. I don't know. I kind of stop at hot. I'm good. I'm good there. Like, I don't know that we need to go further. That's me.
I don't know what hot level would be, but I'm like a hot and honey kind of guy.
Oh,
So
you
it's
like
got
you
some
like the spicy and sweet.
super spicy and sweet. So kind of like a Thai, but hotter than Thai, but not quite a buffalo. I don't know. I got a question for you. Would you say that bison would be hotter than buffalo because bison are bigger than buffalo?
Buffalo and bison, buffalo.
Because if a bison was blowing bubbles with bubble gum,
That's the way the bee bumbles.
I would say
I'm pretty
bison.
sure Ledwig knows what I'm talking about with things that I said, but I'm not sure if anybody else does. If you do, put it in chat. Let me know if you know what I'm talking about. Fritzy says, so I'm hearing while I'm in town, we need to have Patch Switch and Fritz eat hot chicken wing stream. Like I said, I'm stopping at hot. There's no reason to go further. I enjoy spicy buffalo wings hot, just like at the hot. Going above is not something. I think that would take away the enjoyment.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm being asked to authenticate for something because I was trying to look at the actual like day and time of certain sessions that were going on.
Things. Yeah. That's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I've been getting, I don't know about you, but I've been getting weird authenticator requests at like 2:30 in the morning in California and at other times. And I'm like, no, decline. But now I get them like 4 hours later. Like, I wish I could find out what's going on. Is some red teamer trying to log into my stuff?
Who knows?
Bum, 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 bum. You never know. See, when you manage a security team, you never know what's going on. Maybe they're trying to hack it.
What are you talking about?
To look at their connects or something like that.
Jan says there could be a Doritos challenge. Do we seriously have a Doritos chip emote icon?
Twitch does. Emote, but Twitch has one. Yes.
Twitch has, of course they do. Do they have a Cheetos one?
I don't know. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Doritos. I can't do it.
No, not even the Cool Ranch.
No, oh gosh, no.
Really? I love Cool Ranch.
Ugh.
So they have the new ones. They've got
us Canadians that now live in America. We're not exposed to the amount of ranch that you were growing up, so we don't have the same level of tolerance for it. So, like when my kids came down here and people would have like sides of ranch for vegetables, they were like, "What is this white stuff?"
It's like alcohol tolerance, a ranch tolerance.
Yes, there's a ranch tolerance, okay. And like, so I help out a friend who's an ex chef, and we go to the chef store or the whatever it's called. It changes names and hands so many times. Anyway, the place where you go if you're a restaurant and you're buying stuff to buy groceries. And I remember walking past the ranch aisle. There literally is a section that has multiple flavors and types of ranch, including a 5-pound bag of ranch powder that you can make ranch with. And apparently that's the best stuff. This is top shelf. This is top shelf ranch. This 5-pound bag. So
there's new flavors of Doritos. There's apparently a spicy mustard Dorito that's out there now. And I believe, did I see ketchup flavored?
Well, ketchup flavor is a Canadian thing for chips for sure. That's very, very Canadian.
Yeah, tangy ketchup.
I grew up with those. My kids moved on to what instead of Doritos and Cheetos, they use what are they called? Takis or something like that. Takis. They're way spicier apparently.
Okay.
And they come in multiple flavors. And yeah, again, not me. I'm a salt and vinegar chips. I'm a pepper and salt chip, and I'm just a chip. That's it. I'm boring.
Or as they say in the UK, crisps.
Crisps.
How did we get sidetracked? What were we talking
Well,
about?
we were talking about build.
Oh, yes.
And then we're talking about the possibility of some kind of a chicken wing challenge. And then all of a sudden we started talking about chips. And then I went on the ranch sidetrack. So yeah, we should probably come back to the show.
So we a couple of sessions Tuesday and Wednesday. It's a repeated session. So DevSecOps, how to simplify and integrate security in the SDLC.
Got it.
So Jolene from my team there. Also the ins and outs of securing your APIs. Tuesday 1:30 Pacific time in person. Don't have the room. These are labs, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Freshly built hands-on labs.
Freshly built.
Yep.
I have also been asked, and my team has been tasked with helping out with the Inside Azure innovations with the mighty Rusinovich. Mark Rusinovich is doing his session.
Matt Russino.
Yeah, Matt Rusanova, I think his name is.
Yes. Okay. Gotcha.
So he's doing that on Wednesday at 2:30 is the call time. So it's probably closer to 3 o'clock to 3:45.
You're looking at your calendar, not the agenda, aren't you?
I am. I am. But anyway, that one's going to be cool as well. I'm looking forward to that. I always like those ones where Mark makes your ears bleed from the stuff that he's sharing. So that'll be cool.
Freshly built, just the way Grandma used to bake them. Absolutely, C# Fritz. That's how we like our hands-on labs. Yep. They're different. They're not hands-on.
We're using the old terminology.
I really should actually pay attention to how they're. I'm gonna get a message from Denise saying, "Please, just don't come."
Yeah. You learn the terms like this. The AI panel I'm talking about is not a Q&A. It's not a panel. It's called a discussion. It's a 45-minute discussion.
Well, it is a hashtag lab. That's the session tag. Hashtag lab.
Nice.
Yeah.
I might catch on.
Using Python.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to be completely useless in it, but yeah, support the people.
So we've been preparing for build.
Yeah. You've been
build is next week.
I've been doing session reviews. Have you done? Well, you did the one. Have you done any other than the one that you listen in on? Have you?
No.
Oh,
no. I like to keep it fresh and surprised.
Yeah, it's been fun being part of some of these reviews and such.
So were you a softball reviewer? Were you a softball reviewer and just like, it was good. You're doing this. It's looking awesome. Keep it up. Or were you like, so at 23:25, you mentioned that there was were you that kind of reviewer? So
I was a silent reviewer unless there was something really important to chime in on. They're the experts. It was just making sure that the format of the session and how it was delivered and that the labs made sense in the messaging. And a lot of time there were things I'm just like, it can do that.
Yeah.
Right. So there's those moments too. Right. So it's just the sessions that I was reviewing, particularly those related to security and there's a security and GitHub session that I reviewed, which is going to be phenomenal. Cool. I'm like, I've got nothing to use Zoom it. Like that's why. Yeah. You might want to use Zoom it here.
My biggest issue that I always bring up is please don't use dark mode. Dark mode when you're using a large screen just doesn't work.
Just doesn't work.
Even if you have super large fonts and bright colors, it really just doesn't work. You got to go light. I know you're burning the retinas of everybody if you're trying to work, but you're not trying to work. You're trying to show your stuff.
You're showing
so people can see it. So move out of dark mode. We're not trying to be cool.
Okay. I want to go to that session that you were talking about buying data center stuff.
Yeah. So that one is going to be cool. I love it. I can't wait.
That's been my week. Well, I mean, and manager stuff.
There's manager stuff with Connects.
Yeah.
So that season's almost over.
Mine are done for my team.
Nice, because you haven't submitted yours yet.
I know. My manager doesn't know yet.
Because today's the day that I've set aside for a couple of pots of tea, some crumpets, some review.
Crumpets.
Pull out my pencil to be able to write up on paper what things look like. So
you're using ChatGPT to respond to yours. I know you.
Oh, I would so love to do that.
Let's see. Aspen Forrester says, agree, no dark mode for presentations.
It's just for presentations.
yeah.
I'm in dark mode for everything else right now, but
yeah,
presentation wise, I move it out.
For some reason, my browser over here is ignoring my dark mode setting, and I don't know why. Everything else is in dark mode, but like I searched for Doritos because I was looking for the tangy ketchup flavor that we were talking about earlier, and for some reason the results show up completely blinding me.
So the answer to the poll that I did a couple of weeks ago, because I don't remember if we did talk about it in the show last time, was in fact 1080p was the way to go.
Oh, so for those of you who missed the program, we can bring if my memory serves me correct, you did a Twitter poll which was asking what is the correct resolution to use, or was the preferred resolution?
The optimal resolution.
Okay. So is this optimal in whose mind?
Well, it's optimal from the point of view of viewed on demand exclusively, not shown again inside of a presentation room where the screens are small. But if you're watching a video, is it really good for you to be watching it at a 4K resolution monitor with like this tiny, tiny little font? Yes, you can zoom in and zoom out in post-production, stuff like that. But 1080p seems to be relatively safe with, I want to say 76% of the vote.
No.
Some were going down to 720 that you then scale up to 1080p, but then that doesn't give you enough screen real estate to see the web pages or to see the tools. It works great for a PowerShell prompt or a command prompt because you can bump the resolution up, but you can do that with 1080p as well. So, and I was asking that mostly because of
or screen capturing,
screen capture recording demo style for use on like a learning platform or a Twitch stream, whatever it happens to be. That seems to be the preference at this point. There was a minority of people which were 4K, but then you have to like 200% the UI, stuff like that. But for the most part, it was 1080p.
Fritzy, what is your take on this? I want to know Fritzy because he does. So I mean, he's streaming, so it's a little bit different, but he does do capturing for playback, right?
True.
So I'm very curious to see what he does in terms of his, because he like writes code that actually works,
right?
Unlike mine. If then go to 10, if 10 go to 20. So he's producing 1080p at 60 frames per second, right? So yeah, so he's capturing his screen at 1080p.
And is he a dark mode or light mode? Do you know?
I'm going to.
I'd say he's probably dark mode because he's cool.
Because he's streaming.
Because he's streaming, so hard to say.
Like because you said no dark mode when you're in a big room.
When you're in a big room.
Does that mean no dark mode when you're doing a virtual online thing? Does that change? Does that change the thinking?
We'd have to find out. See, he's not 100% one camp or the other.
Yeah, he's usually dark. He's giving him room to wiggle.
Got it. Yeah. So again, for me, it's if you're in a room on a screen and you've got 50 people, 150 or 5,000 people or whatever,
1,000 people.
Non-dark mode, large font size and or scale size to make it so that the UI detail works. And then obviously still use Zoom It where required. Obviously.
Did you know Zoom It is available on the Mac?
Did you know that Zoom It can now record sections of zoomed in screens now?
I knew that because I saw Matt's tweet.
Yeah, new feature release.
Yeah.
There's the new section, man.
Is that out now? I knew it was coming. I just didn't know if it came out.
It's probably being released at Build or something like that.
Yeah. Hello to BioCal. Good to see you. Everybody's saying usually dark mode. That's kind of on screens. Yeah. I think that's the first segment of the show without even getting to the first segment of the show. That's pretty outstanding. We just blew right through it. Just Doritos derailed us.
Yes, and ranch. Brief discussion with ranch.
Well, in your what did you say? 50-pound bucket of
5 pound bag. 5-pound bag. Next section is called Beer Money, the tech
Beer
support that we
money.
do with
Support we do for
our
friends and
our
families.
friends and family, our friends and families, dogs, cats, and hamsters.
Oh, hamsters are now included, huh?
They are.
Okay.
Only because I saw a recent post from someone asking about where they should stay if they have to work with a team in London and in Montreal.
Okay.
And someone suggested Boulder, which is not that far over, just for time zone wise. I would say go further east. Anyway, she posted a picture of a nice, cute hamster in a blanket.
Okay, I was wondering how hamsters related to this. Are they?
It's to get
traveling?
people to engage. It's a trick.
Yeah.
You put in a cute little picture and they engage with the picture, with the question.
I didn't know if it was an emotional support hamster that they have to take around with them, or
well, it's really hard to get the harness on to fly with TSA with the hamster. Kind of hard,
but
so
boy, you should
money...
see it when they have to jump up to hit the door
yeah.
panel to open the door. Yeah, it's pretty good.
So for me, my beer money has been my daughter traveling back from university. She's now back home. She did the 23-hour drive in 2 days.
Nice.
With a friend. The Jeep held up fine, which was good. We were using a website. It's actually used by RV people to be able to plan trips effectively, to basically let her know this is where the gas is every 200-ish miles.
Yeah.
And you can choose to stop there for gas or not, because in the middle of the Dakotas, a little bit of the early part of Montana's, there's like exits that basically say no services at this exit too often.
Oh yeah.
And so you have to plan your gas tank a little bit more effectively.
Yep.
And she was delighted to explain to me that she's discovered what cruise control is.
Oh,
she's never used cruise control before.
Now, do you have radar-based cruise control or the
no, this is a Jeep, man. They don't have cruise control on that.
Yeah.
So it worked out well and survived. But I've already received one tech support request because she doesn't like my Raspberry Pi hole that's used for DNS blocking.
What is she trying to access as blocking?
I have no idea. I didn't ask. So
okay. See, I have not, since I put the Raspberry Pi up, I have not had any requests other than my own. And it was a scenario that we were actually talking about earlier, because I had the console up and I'm like, I've blocked 9,000 some queries or something like that. And Pierre, the Wired Canuck here, asked if I had the button to press that that disables it temporarily on my Stream Deck, and I didn't. And I'm like, what would you like? I don't generally do that. And he's like, well, yeah, sometimes you get an order and you ordered something online and you want to check the status, and it might redirect through a quick tracking service or something. And I'm like, I actually have had that scenario happen. It's fine. Like I
didn't know that this said button existed, so now I need to look into it.
So it's something you can add to the Stream Deck.
Because my way of disabling it is to use my phone and turn off the Wi-Fi sensor switch that powers the Wi-Fi. That sort of powers.
Oh, you power it off. You don't need to power it off. You can literally just.
Oh, I know this temporary disable or whatever it is. It does an API call to do it, but I'm just too extreme. I'm just like, and it just turns the power.
Just power the whole damn house.
Power the whole damn thing off, and it works.
Turn off all the internet. That disables Raspberry Pi.
Yeah, so that works fine.
All right,
but it probably will lead to corruption of the SD card. Running the operating system. Just saying.
I don't know. Speaking of, I need to SSH into my Raspberry Pi and see if there's any updates. I need to do that. That's on the list. I need to do some maintenance. The monthly maintenance time is here. The window is opened.
Got to change the oils and dust out the air filters.
Yeah. Check the diff though. I want to check the diff because it was in 4-wheel drive mode a little bit.
Nice.
Got a little dodgy there. So were there any beer money IT things that needed to be done prior to packing? From the kid leaving college, were there anything that needed to be done there?
There's some more like there's questions about things like when I was there helping set up the room, we put the transparent nanocell tape on the wall with like power bars and stuff like that. Apparently it's really hard to get off.
You didn't use like 3M tape?
Well, it's not 3M tape. I was using the NanoCell Super Gorilla sticks to anything transparent tape.
You didn't use removes easily tape.
No. But apparently it was resolved with hair dryers, other solutions and friends.
I am shocked that you just didn't take a damn bolt or like permanently install the stuff, because she's going to be there for 8 months.
Yeah. Nope. It worked.
You used the stickiest tape known to man. Did it peel off the paint?
I don't believe so.
Command strips are your friend.
I'll find out when
you get the
bill comes in for the
Yeah.
repair of the walls.
Yeah, command strips are your friend.
So it's been a very light beer money for me.
Aspen Forrester notes, sure would be nice once I can buy Raspberry Pi again. I'm seeing it on an almost daily basis. I'm seeing them arrive. Raspberry Pi 4s, 4 gig models, 8 gig models. Also, there was an interview that was done that I just caught the Cliff Notes version of with somebody from the Raspberry Pi world, one of the producers of the hardware, saying in the third quarter, which should be coming up, I believe, third quarter of a normal fiscal year that starts in January, that we'll see a significant increase in the stock of Raspberry Pi. So should be coming soon. I need another, because why not? And then I want to.
You have cascading failing Pi DNS resolvers. That's what
no. I was going to use mine as like a ROM arcade machine thing to play like ROMs from video games.
Nice.
Yeah. Wired Canuck asks if you use concrete anchors to secure the tape, because just in case the tape failed.
You never know. I didn't bring my hammer drill, so I'd have an option for it.
KT Baker says the 400 mile per hour tape we used on aircraft, it's the real sticky stuff. I can imagine that just doesn't come off.
It's actually called speed tape for a reason.
Yep. It only removes over 500 miles an hour.
Nice.
So you have to hang on. Let's see. So C Sharp Fritz again saying providers almost back to full production on those. Yeah. So and then per BioCal got 3 or 4 pies. Oh, J-Shock, thanks to RPI Locator. Yes, RPI Locator is actually where I saw the piece there. BioCal, if you have a link, shoot it to one of the
mods.
Shoot it to one of the mods. They'll hook you up. Beer money support.
Anything?
Can we talk about printers?
Sure. I actually
no.
Is there any printer known to man that actually stays on the network?
Hey man, I have a particular brother printer that seems to be working well and sits in dormant sleep mode on the network just fine.
So that was the same situation with me for 18 months.
And then it just magically decided to stop working.
And now it's just like, there's no printer on the network. So you restart everything else. And you literally have to go to about every device and remove it and re-add it. And it's fine.
Yeah. Nice. I think it was when Bartola was up this way, when wireless for life was up visiting, he was talking about one of those destruction rooms you can go to, and one of the options is you can go into the room with an HP printer, and you get a mask and safety gear and a sledgehammer, and you can just go at it.
Okay, so the question is
where can I sign up for this?
Well, number one, yes, but number two, does it have a Jet Direct card in it? Because that's what I want to really see.
Leave the printer completely pristine, but just take out the Jet Direct card and smash the crap out of it.
Yes. Yeah. Anyway, the printer's fine now. That was my troubleshooting, because I did everything. I'm like, it's got a static IP. Nothing has changed. Not a single thing had changed. It, like you, it sits in the room dormant, except for when the college kids print things.
Right.
And they print from all sorts of devices, but yeah. And the PCs were like, nope. I don't know.
Can't help you, man. I mean, I had sort of some troubleshooting like that, but it was one of those cutesy photo printers that you can attach to with your phone to have it print color pictures off of it, like a Polaroid kind of thing. The spring mechanism for lifting the print film up to be grabbed by the rollers was busted. So crappy mechanics.
KT Baker says he once shot a printer with an elephant gun.
Oh, I could see that.
Crush Network's last printer to stay on the network was an HP LaserJet 4 with an Ethernet card. Drew 10 amps, I'm sure, at least minimum. Printed 200,000 pages on a cartridge.
I actually found some old video footage on my NAS device that I set up a long time ago now, with Rich Campbell's advice on which one to get on one of the shows. I found the old video of me crushing a server with my friend's John Deere excavator tread.
So let's be clear. Let's give everybody the backstory. You were doing an installation. The server weighed so much you needed the John Deere, and you just closed it.
No, it was an actual crush. One of the last servers being decommissioned, had him run it over with his John Deere, which was great. He was a salesman for John Deere up in Ottawa, and had access to the demo yard, as in DEMO, demo yard,
As in demolition.
To pick the largest excavator he could fire up, and on a Saturday, and I had him drive over top of it. It was glorious, a lot of fun.
BioCow PC load letter. What does that mean? Oh, if you've not lived until you've seen PC load letter. Yep. C# Fred's a printer once bit my sister. No, wait, that was a moose. I love that movie. How much flair are you wearing today, Fritzy? How much flair? Demo as in demo, but not demo the other demo.
They're usually synonymous with me.
Not wrong.
I like to use that as a reason why I don't get asked to do demos on stage anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
So the one conference where the demos that you ran were flawless and everything was fantastic and it wasn't a demo.
Mm-hmm.
It's because you closed yourself. You had 137 degree temperature.
Yes.
Felt like garbage. Were literally being propped up by a chair that was also secured to the stage.
That you leaned me against the wall.
Yes. That was the only time that your demos worked flawlessly without any closing, because I think that's the trick. You got to close yourself.
Yeah. That could work.
There's no such thing as demo gods, just for the record. No such thing. No such thing. BioCow favorite movie of all time, worked for credit union. See, there you go. Fritzy, I've got an Alaska hat on and my gunners. No bling here. Tuning databases. So how does one tune a database? Do I even want to go down that rat hole? Like
very carefully.
Like, do you very carefully? like is it one of those things that you have to use a timing gun? Right.
The flashing light that goes and you can see it, or is it like you carry a big portfolio, and in that portfolio you have all these individually strapped in tuning forks of different frequencies.
But do you tune it to major or minor?
I don't know. So that's a possibility.
Cesar Fritz says, when you stump the SQL Server team, it's time to retire. Or ask Rick. You're not supposed to do that. Tuning a database, keep status up to date, use constraints, adjust indexes, analyze query plans. Oh. Okay.
So, I mean, the crazy part is we're talking about stuff like these old technologies, right? Like printers and tuning databases and
defragging disks. Do you do that? Have you run defragging
disks? I don't tend to do that anymore because all my disks are SSD now, so I don't bother.
But you still need to defrag an SSD.
Well, if you say so. I remember we used to have
saw that on Twitter.
You know, We used to have arguments about obviously design principles for where to put your log files and where to put your DIT files and what volumes have how many IOPS and stuff like that. This is all stuff that is kind of antiquated and outdated knowledge, but it still comes in handy at different points of your
Hey,
time
what
in your
size is
career.
the partition you put your AD database on?
It's important you don't run out of space. That's for sure. Like where you put your swap file, like it's still
God,
potentially
this
an
just
issue.
I've just had flashbacks. I literally, when you said swap file, the UI for the tab literally popped up in my brain.
Or using Dismangler to go off and to manage things.
100%.
Like these are all things that a lot of people have been sheltered from because of the advent of doing things.
Oh, look who's joined us. And Fritzy's here.
Are you kidding?
It comes into play, does it not?
It does. It does. Where you put your partitions does come into play. Holy
Correct.
smokes.
I'm old because I remember when I can see a Windows NT4 UI in my brain, yeah, it's time to stop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that can
As
be a
JFlow
thing.
says, leave
So-
the IIS logs on the C drive.
So my question is, how do you get this knowledge to share with people that are new to the industry, who've never dealt with this kind of crap before, but it will rear its ugly head when they least expect it?
I move fast and break things.
Nice. You leave it for the other teams to look after it's deployed.
I read the initial documentation and then we break things. We go on stream and, hey, that's a pretty cool idea. Okay, try again.
Mr. Fritz, have you done any beer money? Have you done any tech support for your family just recently? Just out of curiosity, any funny stories?
Not for my well,
Your family can be extended too. It doesn't have to be just within your domicile.
don't have anything I should properly share right now. It's been a while since we've had something. We went through an Xbox reboot reset the other week where, gosh, it'd been so long since we had logged in and everybody wanted to play the Diablo 4 demo over the weekend, and the controllers, turns out the rechargeable batteries on those controllers can go bad.
Mm-hmm.
So my daughter plugged in a USB-C cable, but the only USB-C cable that she had was about this long. So she got an AC extension cable and plugged it into the wall way over there, ran it over and plugged in the wall wart into the extension cable. So she's playing with the controller with this little, not even 3 foot, right? It's the little, it's literally the
1
converter
meter,
for her iPhone. And yeah.
And
That
there's
was
an
weird
orange
to watch.
extension cord running through the house to the.
Behind the couch and down
It was
to
the
the other side of
closest
the
AC plug she could find.
like.
My daughter came down with her Elite Controller 2 being DOA. It would not turn back on. It would just be completely dead. She was using the night before. Did some quick research on it for troubleshooting what to do, and obviously tried all the steps, didn't work. So I'm like, well, go on to xbox.com, log in with your site, and then file a refurb fix on that, because that's less than a year old. And she didn't know how to do it. I had to coach her through how to identify the device, get the serial number, add it in, and then get it replaced. Crazy.
So I was trying to re-log into the Xbox, but my MSA, my Microsoft account, is also connected to my corporate account. So I went to log in and I got the 2-factor authentication. But in order to do the 2-factor authentication, I had to do the authentication that it was me with work, and then the face authentication, so that I could use the 2-factor authentication to log in to authenticate. Oh my!
But no one is hacking your Xbox account because of it. You know,
it's like, I wonder why people have 2-factor authentication so they can pay their phone bill. Like, if you want to log in and pay my phone bill, go ahead. That's the only thing you can do with that. Like, sure, go ahead. You want to pay the internet bill? Sure, go ahead. You can do that too.
I don't know that I want people accessing my account, because you can on the internet.
It prevents sim jacking, is what it's for.
sim jacking.
Then ask me for the 2-factor authentication when I'm going to change that type of configuration. If I'm just logging in to pay the bill,
Eh,
Let it
fair
go.
enough. Oh yeah, yeah. Get it at the certain windows of things there. The cool thing about using about Xbox now though is that you can actually log into the console via another device.
oh,
So
stop it. Really?
Yes.
Tell me more.
Well, so I don't know how this happened. I
Okay.
don't know how my youngest got there. So she wanted to play Fortnite when the most recent thing came out, and it was, I don't know, 11, almost midnight. I'm like, dude, I gotta work tomorrow. I'm going to bed. And she's like, well, can I use the Xbox down here and I'll just hang out with the dog down here? I'm like, yeah, sure. And I'm like, do you need me to log in and everything? She's like, no, I got it. And then I look at the screen and it just has the code. And I'm like,
Yeah.
how did you get there? She's like, there's a thing, you click it and it says log in using another device.
There's a thing.
I don't know. I haven't explored it because mine, I set it up when I first set up the Xbox. And so I have the, left, right, up, down, start, pause,
and you get
key
30 lives in
configuration.
Fortnite then, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
But that too, and logged in. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So we have to go back a segment just because Fritchie showed up here. So build, I'm assuming you're probably going. And I'm assuming you're probably doing some really cool stuff there.
Nope.
No?
Nope.
He's sitting this one out.
Rick, it turns out I'm a pretty good moderator. You might know I can handle a live stream, a chat pretty well. So I'm going to be sitting in a back room managing chat for most of the days. So, nope.
But
They've got other
there,
folks
but here, I should say
right,
here,
which is weird because I've got a better war room here in the home studio, but okay.
Yeah.
well, somebody can't yell at you.
That's right. Somebody named Scott. I don't know which Scott, but somebody named Scott.
There is somebody named Scott. We don't know which one. So beer money support. The next segment is, of course, do we do beer talk or do we do random spending?
We can, we'll let our impromptu guest choose. Beer talk or random spending? What do you think?
So, yeah, random spending is fun.
That sounds good.
So,
have you random spent? What was the latest geeky expenditure that you've?
Folks may know this, but I've been buying Raspberry Pi 400s.
Mm-hmm.
The keyboard one.
Okay.
And it wasn't really random, but I've ordered a bunch of those, and I'm shipping them. You mentioned St. Jude, the work I'm doing with them. I'm shipping them to St. Jude, and we're setting up a computer lab for kids to learn about software, hardware at St. Jude in this area they call the Family Commons. They've got it. You guys are going to appreciate this. They've got soldering tools there. They've got circuit boards, so kids can learn all about hardware. And we're going to drop in 50 Raspberry Pi 400s so that they can learn about software and they can learn about all the computing cool things going on.
What is the unique piece of the 400, or what is the profile of the 400 that makes it ideal for this?
Do you remember the old Commodore 64?
Well, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's just a keyboard. The Raspberry Pi is built into it.
Okay.
So all they have to do is hook up an HDMI and a USB-C cable, and they're out. They're often connected with Bluetooth and Wi-Fi built in. So as a sealed device, except for the connectors on the back, kids can spill whatever on it, and it'll take a hit and keep on.
Does it
going.
have to boot from an external floppy?
You have to plug a 1541 into it.
Okay.
I was gonna
Okay,
go
all right.
with a dual drive 8050 from the PET computer age or something like that. Come
There
on.
you go. Absolutely. It does run off of an SD chip.
Oh yeah.
Right. As most Pis do, right?
Yep. Same size, same OS, just
And-
different form factor.
And they're probably susceptible to intermittent power loss like mine has been. So don't.
I haven't had that problem with mine.
Is intermittent power loss when you click the button incorrectly on your
Oops.
Wi-Fi based?
smart plugs.
Yeah.
Well,
Not a good idea.
have you heard about? So you know how the Surface laptop has a power button right above? I think it's F11. Do you know?
something like that.
Yes.
My Linux laptop has the same thing, but it's above F12.
Nice.
I was on stage at our friend Richard Campbell's conference, Dev Intersection.
Yeah.
And I went to, somebody asked a question, hey, what's that thing that you were looking at? And I went to Control F12 and do a go to references thing that we can do in Visual Studio Code. Except on the Linux laptop, Control isn't where Control is. That's where Function is. So I hit Function F12 and in the middle of my presentation, powered off the laptop.
Ouch.
I was
Hard.
fortunate. I only put it into sleep, so I brought it right back up. All right, here we go, and went through. And a couple minutes later, oh yeah, let me show you this feature. And wouldn't you know, I did the same thing again.
Muscle memory is a hard thing to fight on demo stages.
This is the problem I have with switching to Macs.
Keyboards.
You know? Like,
I would expect Rick to do something stupid like that on stage.
Oh, slings and arrows, I tell you.
Yeah.
What
That's a
about
thing.
you, Rick? Random spending?
Random spending for me has been up here in this corner. You can kind of see it hidden right about there. I've got my Zune 80. I'm resurrecting. The battery was dead completely, and I got it to boot once and then basically died on me. And it indicated from what I saw from the error messages that the hard drive is probably bad, and the power, the battery's definitely bad. So for $13, bought a new battery, and for $65, upgrading from an 80 spinning piece of rust to a 128 SSD drive to be able to go in and get it back and working again. So I brought up my tool set and pulled it apart, and damn, are those freaking screws ever small. But I managed to pull it apart. And of course, I showed my wife last night because we were in here talking about something else. And she's like, oh, so that's going to be another piece of stuff we have to throw out then, because whenever you've done this, you've never managed to get it back together again. Never been successful. I'm like, thanks, honey. Thanks for support.
I'm curious about the Zune quote resurgence.
Correct. It's all.
Where's the music and media coming from?
So, right, our friend Scott Hanselman has a blog post talking about actually rerouting the DNS, fooling it so it goes somewhere. There's an open source website that will handle and load stuff for you.
Yeah, so started digging through there, and there's actually a whole Zune subreddit that you can go to, and these folks have actually gone in, some with the original Zune developers, sharing the offline copy of the downloadable tools to be able to run the software, the hack for DNS to be able to go off and get the updates and the firmware updates, the local firmware updates. So it's actually an interesting community that's still around.
But where's the media coming from? Like, where's the music coming from? Where's the video coming from?
You have to load it back on again, right?
From your personal collection? Your
personal collection of ripped CDs back in the day.
So basically everything you got from Napster.
How it's you using Winamp to play. But
Winamp is still good.
Winamp is still around. Winamp is definitely still around. But they do have, if you remember, the podcast app that was part of the Zune software is still available, and you can simply feed it your appropriate feed, and it will still download updates.
So you could be enjoying past episodes, not recent ones, because Rick hasn't uploaded those, of the Patch and Switch show on your Zune, right?
You are correct.
Jeez.
Can we listen to Fritzy's show? Can it do Twitch streaming?
No, but I might know somebody who's building out an RSS feed for Twitch.
Interesting.
So that VODs become available as a podcast.
Mm-hmm.
That to the Zune. Okay.
Right?
All right. Yeah.
Very cool. So that's been my random spend, about $100 on miscellaneous parts, including, if you look down, if I can't do this backwards, where is it? Right there. I actually bought off of eBay a new in-box AV adapter and docking station for the Zune as well. So
that feels like That feels like something that would be fun to 3D print. A custom Zune dock.
It probably exists.
Right?
I'm not. The 3D printing is something I have not actually dove into because I would be completely lost down that rat hole of just printing everything. So
I'm waiting for J-Shock to flip because we said printer again.
yeah, I know.
That's okay. It happens.
Gotcha.
All
Yourself
of this
there?
resurgence due to a Marvel movie.
Yes, of
Mhm.
course.
So I have a Zune HD that I won at, it was Tech Ed back in the day,
Oh yeah.
and my daughter swiped it, and I haven't seen it since.
Yeah. I could not locate my HD. This was just one that I found. I also found a lovely shoebox full of miscellaneous Windows mobile devices over the years, a lot of which still have the power adapters and stuff like that, including some other Palm Pilot style handhelds. So I'm literally digging into the deepest boxes of tech junk that I have not disposed of or looked at recently that I should go and probably refurbish and get back and working again. But there are no more CDMA cell towers anymore, so
Mhm,
I don't
mhm.
think any of them would work.
It
But
looks like chat all has their, so Exchange SME still has an old Zune.
Oh yeah.
It looks like folks, and of course, the Microsoft Twitter account is giving away an old Zune. So I guess there's been a resurgence just
Oh,
due
yeah.
to Star Lord.
You got it.
Interesting. I random spent.
On what?
I have executed the order for the new equipment for the new place, for the new Vegas
Ah.
place.
The network stack is
The
arriving.
network stack is on the way. I've finally given up on getting the 150 watt 24 port PoE switch, and I just went with the normal PoE at 96 watts. I
Mhm.
created a spreadsheet. I entered in all the device wattage usage and did math calculations.
And you have
No, the
you have
reality
headroom,
is
you're
I
good.
just selected everything in the spreadsheet and I clicked
Yeah.
auto sum because that's how I do math.
Yes.
And have placed an order. So we're going with the Ubiquity stuff again. There are two things that I cannot get yet that are not critical to the initial setup. One of them is the Wi-Fi 6 in wall for one of the rooms. And then there's just a little 8-porter that if I have to get the light version of the 8-port switch, I can do that. I might hold out a little longer for the full-blown version, but yeah. So about $1,300 for the network. And then I have patch panels. So you're in a niche market when you go to Amazon and there's only like 20 reviews on patch panels. I mean, am I the only one who goes and looks to see the one that has the most reviews and go through that when I'm looking for to buy anything? Is that just a me thing?
I feel like that's a minimum criteria,
Yeah.
right? If it's only got 2 or 3 reviews.
Yeah.
then
And then
as well,
the other thing is Keystone Jacks.
Or else if you see a Keystone Jack ad and it has 4,000 reviews, that also is like red flag.
That is dodgy. Yes.
That's the click reviews that have like great exclamation mark as the review.
So do we do metal Keystone Jacks or do you do plastic or does it matter?
I'm of the plastic camp. It doesn't really matter.
And then the next question is the patch panel, because I am getting a Keystone patch panel. Do I also do the connections for the 2 cable connections that are coming in? Because I've got one for the modem and then another one potentially going to another room. Do I do those at a patch panel or do I do those separately? Because it's all Keystone, right? You can all go into the single panel. These are the questions I'm grappling with. This is hours on Reddit.
What does C Sharp's wiring closet look like?
See, I'm not that sophisticated. I've got an 8-port hub over here that goes to a couple drops that I put in the rest of the house, and I've got a couple of wireless access points throughout the house.
And he's got an orange extension cord coming from outside that powers an Xbox controller.
Xbox controller.
Exactly.
This is a developer, dude. He doesn't do
Absolutely. I don't care. Literally, I put a hole in the wall, network cable goes up into the attic, across, and it comes back down over on the other side of the house. And
Doesn't matter if it's running over top of like a 220 main line or anything. It's not shielded. Whatever.
No, I have it coming down the chimney that goes to the oil furnace and pops out in the basement, and then comes right back up in the family room on the other side of the house.
He worries about much higher level stuff.
Ashford Forrester says not many people leave reviews at Black Box or Annixter. Can public buy from Annixter now? I mean, Annixter now has just completely taken me back to the days of previous life. Yeah, you know what? It's 10 o'clock. It's time for the show to end. We can keep going. I mean, I don't have anything going. Probably maybe a one-on-one with my boss, but he's a jerk. So
I have an EBC to get to. So we need to wrap this
the
up.
producer.
Okay.
I thought you were just interviewing for a job at Popeyes. That's why you're wearing it.
It's okay. A backup producer is here, so Jared can go.
There we go. Just in case.
See, we have redundant producers. This is the level of production that we have on this show.
We have business continuity producers.
You're literally looking all at everything that I have to run this shenanigan right here. Okay.
Well, we don't trust ourselves for that.
We can't trust those two.
Can Jared, Pierre, or Steve please bring up the list of possible work safe words they're going to be voting on to be able to choose? What are we thinking?
We've got Office Space, Office Cast, Connects, Go2, Demo Gods, Demo, Tune DBs, Winamp, Audio Error in Leet Speak, Unmute, Purple Haze, Isle of Ranch, No Dark Mode, Red Pen, Alaska, AI Ask Zune HD, and Zuning.
I think we got to give the first word for C# to go ahead and pick.
I like Winamp.
Winamp, nice.
Isle of Ranch has got to be in there.
Yeah.
Oh,
and then I mean, we got it. Demo.
Demo.
Yeah. Make it so.
There you go. There's our words for the week.
Real quick in chat, Crush Network's asking PoE for the security cameras. I'm just doing the doorbell right now. That's all I'm adding. That's but the other PoE runs the rest of the devices because every television in the new place will have a 5-port switch or 4-port switch. Nice. The little switch light to give it the internet, and those are PoE based as well, so I don't have to power them.
I want to call out KT Baker's comment. Don't drill through the 220 line. I have a story I should share about some demo that I did with a reciprocating saw and a heater.
Oh no!
Of another patch and switch program. I want to thank our special random guest, C# Fritz, for coming out. Hey, make sure you check out him on the Twitches. Link coming up in the chat. He does developer stuff that and a lot of other cool stuff. We'll see you next week. Yeah, we'll
absolutely.
Sit together, grab a cup of coffee or something. Also, thank you to Crush Networks for coming in. Did not know PoE switches existed that did not need power cords. Cool. I love PoE. J-Flow, good to see you, my friend. Kowski as well. Oh, I totally missed that the Guar is here. I say that just to say the name. Aspen Forster, Jan. Let's see. Vizio MVP as per usual. That means usual. Of Ledwig in the House Exchange SME. BioCow, good to see you. Scrolling. KT Baker. Did I miss anyone? I probably did. If I did, thanks for joining the stream. We're back in 2 weeks' time. That's fortnight to you, friends. Until then, have a weekend, everybody. If we see you at Build, we see you at Build.
Do you think
I've
with
got
how
it.
professionally we did this one, we could actually run build for him next week?
I know, eh? But I've got an installation failed error message over here.
Well,
Are we
that's
shocked
kind
by
of
this?
goes without saying.
Is that for Discord? Because I got the same message.
Is that what you talk to their devs?